Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at Grand Central Skyport. This is a game where you're running a skyport and airships are landing on it. It's a very ineffectual way to travel, not the best vehicles, but they're so cool, right? To have dirigibles and air balloons and things like that. And that's what this game is about, having them, and you're building a station out in front of you. So let's take a look at how this game plays, and then we'll be back. In this game, players are going to be moving their ship. I have these deluxe balloons, but let's take a look at these much nicer acrylics. That you'll be moving your airship around. There's different spots on the board. And you're going to have a handful of cards. And one of the things that's both weird and interesting about this game is you'll have some cards in your hand. You'll start with 2 of these airship cards. But these are also a card. So this might be my hand. And these stations are also cards. Each player is going to be building their own skyport in front of them. And this is the starting for this one player, so New York. So you have 2 of these stations and 2 starting cards. And you'll notice these colors don't match the colors in the stations. And that's by design, because at the end of the game, you're going to be scoring. So if I want to score for a lane, I need to have it next to a station that matches the color. So you'll see this one matches. And then I have 2 green cards. And I'll multiply that by the number of stars on the cards and on the station. This station only has 1, although you can add things underneath it like this to have 2, so that'd be 3 times 2, and that would give me 6 points. But how do you get there? The first thing a player will do on their turn is play a card into their skyport. Now, you can play an airship card. When you play an airship card, you'll play them at one of the 2 ends. So let's say I play this one at this end. And you say, why would you do that? Because I then need to move this left or right by 3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3. I move it over there, and then when you have 2 cards of the same color, boom, they merge. So now I have a group of 2 blues. Now it's not next to a station of that color yet, so you could also, if I had a station of that color on that side, so let's say I had a blue station I could play there. You play stations on the outside if you want to. If you have a wild airship, you can place those in any lane you want, but then everyone else can move one of their entire lanes. There are cards that also, rather than let you move, will let you swap. I play this down and then it swaps with another lane. So this one here, swap with a green lane or an orange lane. So I might play this one here, and then I swap it with this lane like that. And then if you have a tycoon card in your hand, you'll play those underneath a station. So each station that you have provides a spot for a tycoon. These tycoons are going to let you have special abilities sometimes, and at the end of the game, they'll give you points. Like this one here gives you 3 points for each of these icons in your hand. After you place the card, whether it's a station or whatever it might be, you're going to look at the top here, and this shows how far your balloon can move clockwise around the circle, because you're moving these. And then when you land, you always have the option of taking the card where you land into your hand. If you land at a station, you can instead take that station into your hand, the top pile. If you land on the promenade here, you can take one of the tycoons that you can play, each of them scoring different ways and giving you special abilities. If you land on this spot, and you have a complete set of these icons in front of you, then you get to take the top thing here, which is worth points. You can take these. And if you land over in this spot and you have all the different colors, you can take this, which is worth 9 points, although it goes down to only 3. And then there's also spots, if you land on them, just let you do something like this one here. Lets you move a lane that matches the color of this card by 1 to 2 spaces. And this will continue until you get to the station closing card that's in this deck, as these cards are constantly replaced out there. You'll then score for each lane that's out there, like I told you. You'll score for many of these things here. Like, for example, this guy will score 2 points for each of these at the end of the game. And you'll add your points together, and whoever has the most points is the winner. Okay, I want to say there's a lot of things I like about this game. I think the components, I have the deluxe edition here, so I don't know what the changes are in the normal version, but the components are very nice. The artwork is really well done. It's Andrew Bosley, so of course it's really good. The pieces, the cards, all very good quality. However, it is too large on the table. It really, I mean, when I showed you, when you have each person's Skyport and those giant cards, it is a massive table hog, and the game I don't think needed to be that big, frankly. It's also a weird oddity when you hold those cards in your hand. It is so weird to take a Skyport and then add it to your hand with another card in your hand. That's just an odd thing. But just keep that in mind. That's how the game works. Now, the way the game plays is really not thematic at all. In a sense of, it is just, I need to take the card that allows me to combine my lanes in the best way, but also when I play this card, I'm moving my balloon around so I can land on the right spot so that I can take one of those chips that's worth points, or I can take a new station, or I can get one of those people down below. And so you have to kind of keep all these things in mind, and you're also picking up the card of where you land. However, the more players who play the game, and it's 2 to 4 players, the more players who play the game, the less strategic you can be, because you don't know what cards will be there, who's landed and taken what, and you can't really even guess that out. So there's some planning that needs to be done. However, that planning can't be done really until your turn. So you have a card in your hand, and you know what card you're going to play, and you know how you're going to combine the lanes, but you don't know where you're going to land with the balloon on the outside. And that's where the game is going to slow down. I think this game is going to throw a lot of people off because it's not particularly intuitive. When you explain it, you're like, all right, you're maneuvering these lanes around. People go, wait a minute, okay, so I'm going to play it, and the balloon says 4. Now that 4 is for moving in the middle. There's 2 different kinds of movement. There's one where you're moving lanes and swapping lanes, and you're just trying to get these stations and things, moving them around so that they're next to the station, and then the station's worth stars. And you want a big group of things next to a station that's worth 3 or 4 points, and you can score a lot that way. But also you're collecting symbols, and then each of the different entrepreneurs and explorers and those different people that you get, they also have different things going on. But it feels like a small game. It doesn't look like a small game. It's a big game on the table. But in reality, you're just taking a card, playing it, shuffling the lanes around, and then moving your balloon in. And you don't even shuffle the lanes around if you play out a station or tycoons. You're not going to be moving anything. Then you're just moving the balloon around. So it's fine, but I can't really say that it's better than fine. This is a 6 out of 10 for me, this game, because there's a lot of interesting aspects to it. But at the end, I was like, did I really have fun, though? It was fun-ish. But the lack of planning, and then it takes up so much space, but it never feels bigger than that. And then you have these really big tycoons with beautiful artwork on them, and then what they do really small at the bottom, and you're like, okay, what does that do? All right, that gives me points for collecting tickets. Oh, wow, there's a ticket out there. Oh, Joe just took it. All right, well, there's a ticket. Sally just took it. Okay, well, now I have to wait till my turn to figure out what's going on. And I think people are going to bounce off this a lot because I think the game is an intriguing idea that doesn't lead to a lot of woo moments. Yes, don't get me wrong. When you play a thing and you combine and you have 2 blue lanes of 3 cards each, and they next to each other, they combine, you're like, yes, and then you have to figure out how to somehow get them next to a station. So there's that puzzly aspect that I think people are going to enjoy as they figure out how to move something to another spot. But beyond that, I don't think this is going to appeal to many people. I think there's going to be a very specific subset of people who are going to really like the idea of this, of moving that puzzle around. You have 2 puzzles, one here on the board, the other a smaller puzzle, but moving your ship around, getting the things you need up there, and then matching the icons with the tycoons, and also getting the lanes in the spots. But it's not enough for me to really like it. It's fine. I don't dislike my playings of it, which is why it gets that 6, but I can't really say much else more about it than that, other than, man, I do like Andrew Bosley's artwork. Anyway, that's Grand Central Skyport. Thanks for watching. I'm Tom Vasel, and this is the Dice Tower. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you like this review or whatever you just watched, wasn't it amazing? Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.